Right, welcome to the day that I'm probably going to get cancelled for this, because there's a lot of fans out there of people like Omar Gosh and people like that, big ghost hunting YouTube channels. Now, this isn't an attack personally. I'm not doing that, but I do have some issues with a live stream that Omar had put out with his new fiance a couple of days ago, and nobody's talking about it. It's kind of weird. I don't know whether people missed it or whatever. I didn't see any debunking channels calling him out or anything like that. It's just a bit weird. Now, on a personal level, Omar is he's a content creator. He knows his stuff. The background, a nice guy. Even with the scary ghost videos, he comes across as a nice guy. But here's the problem, right? Here's the problem. We are going through a period where the paranormal doesn't get views as much anymore. I heard, Omar was crying about it a while back. I put all this effort into this video and nobody's watching it. Failing to realize that a lot of these ghost hunters, people have copped onto them. Do you know? I mean, like, I've got nothing against entertainment, as long as you're not pulling the wool over people's eyes. But in my opinion, Omar has been pulling the wool over people's eyes, and there's no apology about it. He starts talking about, he's taking a new direction and God spoke to him and all this kind of stuff. That's fine, but I just find it very convenient that Omar gets a come to Jesus moment right around the time that the paranormal is not bringing in the money anymore, or these paranormal ghost videos, or whatever you want to call them. I find it, and they fail to mention too that the reason why there's a downturn in paranormal content on YouTube and mainstream TV is because of greed. People pulling the wool over other people's eyes to make entertaining content because they're making money. And then the money runs dry, and then they abandon ship and they just shit all over the paranormal. I that's rubbed me up the wrong way. But I'm going to bring up part of Omar's live stream. No, Omar is a spiritual guy, always has been a spiritual guy, but I think recently with this new fiancée, she's a very spiritual woman, and there's a possibility she doesn't want him doing this stuff anymore. But I don't like the way this has come across. Here we go. It's come up on the other screen. Stop.
A-N. I don't know if I said that correctly. Okay, let's read some more. Okay, here's another one.
I'll try and bring it over. Oh, it's working, yeah. Right, I'm going to make myself smaller here. Oh, Omar. What are we going to do with Joe? Let me see what. Right. Can we play the video, please? Why are we not playing the video?
Why are you showing old vids on the other channel? And will they be any new episodes? Okay, now this is a very important thing. Oh, I'm covering your face.
Yes.
All right, very important question that I'm going to touch on right now. So, a couple years ago, some of y'all, maybe you don't know that I spent about $125,000 and an entire year working on this massive project. And $120,000 is a lot of money for me, okay? It was a lot of money that I had to sacrifice, a lot of time. I mean, we were on the road filming a lot. Shelly wasn't there for it. It was a lot of work. She knows because I told her I had a lot of friends that were a part of it. And thank you to those friends. It was amazing. However,
I didn't watch it. You know why I didn't watch it? Because he had people like Twin Paranormal and Sam and Kobe. Why would I watch it? They all do the same thing. They all, they all get excited and get scared and put on this act and stuff. Why would I watch this shit? You see, it's no wonder the paranormal genre on YouTube is gone. Everybody's doing the same thing. Even the fakers are doing the same thing. Do you know? Yeah, you're going to go into this, this spiritual journey and that. I have something the same around that too.
the editing, all the post-production stuff, all the money that we invested in it did not turn out the way that I anticipated. And it wasn't because we did anything wrong. It was a great series. It was called the Alone series. It was a lot of hard work that went into. Everybody that was involved worked really, really hard. But I think that was the turning point in my paranormal type career, where I was like, you know what? I don't think there's much love when it comes to this genre anymore. It's not what it used to be.
Well, do you know, who are you going to blame? Like, you're going to blame, oh, it's the genre, it's just the way things are and that. Do you know why it's fallen apart? It's actually people like you. Do you know, making out that ghosts go around wearing watches and they're checking the time to see when it comes to, 3 a.m. Come on, guys, it's time to go back to work, 3 a.m. Yeah, I understand entertainment and that, but there was loads of people in your comments going, oh, be careful, Omar, oh, stay safe and all the rest of it. And, you let the viewers think what they wanted to. Way back at the beginning, you used to say, if you see or hear anything in the background, let us know on that. And I'm sitting here with headphones wasting my fucking time. There was one haunted house where I seen this black shadow thing appearing in the corner of the room. And I took a good look at it and I said, that's not real. That's flipping, that's layered over the original video. And then there was another video where there was this woman whispering in the background. You didn't fucking pick that up? I was thinking, that's overlaid audio. But you never, and then people were going, oh, I hear a lady in the background, or I see this black mass, or whatever. You never done anything to say, oh, this is for entertainment. You let people believe your bullshit. That's the problem. Do you know? Like I said, Omar's a nice guy. I watch his farm videos, and, he talks to the animals, and, he has names for them all. He's a nice guy in that. But the thing is, he, along with other people, drained the paranormal for everything it was worth, so they could make money out of it, and they destroyed the whole genre. They destroyed it, and left it in tatters, and now they're complaining about it. They're the ones that destroyed it in the first place. Do you know? So they've got nothing to blame but themselves.
People aren't really, and I mean, it's not because, like, what's the word? maybe like TV shows are dying out. I mean, that is partially the truth, but I mean, I think it's just kind of a dead genre now. There's not as much love. And I'll tell you another thing. Shelly's witnessed this for me. Sorry for that. I mean, it's a live stream. You can see me mess up, okay? I do talk with my hands, all right? But especially when I'm real passionate about saying something. But here's the thing. When it came to paranormal stuff, I loved making those videos. And it wasn't because of paranormal and things like that. And God has a different calling in my heart. And God's been kind of tugging at my spirit for a couple years now.
Was God tugging at your spirits when the last time you were complaining that people aren't watching your videos? You know, you went and you blamed the viewers. Oh, why are you not watching my videos? I put all this effort in. I understand that you put in effort and shit like that. But you got to take some of the blame yourself. Do you know, Ghost Adventures, I haven't watched Ghost Adventures since before 2000. And they were kind of entertaining, they were kind of funny, do you know? When you start doing paranormal investigating, you see that, you know, it's not all what it seems to be. And you sit there taking the piss. Because you know that, you know, something has to happen every couple of seconds. And Omar knows that too. Do you know? And, do you know, they put a false reality on the paranormal, and they're all actually doing the same thing. They're all actually copying Zach Bagans. Now Zach Bagans has fallen off. People are now discovering that Zach Bagans isn't the nice guy that they thought they were. Have you not been watching Ghost Adventure videos? Zach always has to be the centre of attention, treats other people on his team like shit, and there's no gelling there of personalities. It's all about Zach. Zach ordering people around and being a narcissist. And people are only picking up on it now and talking about it. Oh, Zach Bagans isn't a nice guy and all the rest of it. We knew that for fucking years. It didn't take that much to flip and figure that out. But Ghost Adventures, their viewers are falling off, and everybody that copied Ghost Adventures, they're all falling off. See, the reason why they all fell off is because people are... Yes, there's a lot of stupid people that watch these programs and these videos and think it's all real. But more and more people are becoming aware that most of them are full of shit. And that's where your problem is. Just saying.
Regarding this. So, I mean, it was kind of like a nice little fork in the road in my life. And me and James and I would talk a lot about this. But when we started doing quote-unquote paranormal videos, James and I, it wasn't to call on the dead or call on ghosts. We actually went to these places, haunted places or abandoned places, and we would just do creepy videos. We didn't have any fancy gadgets, fancy equipment. It was just fun, scary exploring.
In further down the video, which I'm not going to show, I'll leave a link in the description, but further down the live stream, he says, you know, that these videos were for entertainment purposes. But the thing is, people like Omar have strung along people for years, and those people thought that these videos were genuine. And were writing in the comments, oh, Omar, you know, this seems to be very dangerous, don't be doing this, or, you know, stay safe, say prayers, blah, 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 and all the rest of it. Didn't do anything to turn around things. And say, you know, oh, there's no need to be scared, this is just for entertainment purposes. You know, I mean, like, yeah, he's a nice guy, but the thing is, he actually didn't reduce the fear in viewers. People were concerned about him going into dangerous places, or so-called dangerous places, and you know, people saying, oh, I heard a voice at such and such a time, and all the rest of it. Done nothing to ease people's concerns, or you know, strung them along to believe this crap that he was putting out. No, yeah, so, you know, at times I watch them and they're entertaining and stuff. But, you know, if you're coming to a Jesus moment, you're going to have to, do you know what I mean? You're going to have to come clean about all this shit, like. Do you know? But fucking blaming the paranormal genre for the downfall and that's just throwing everybody under the bus. Do you know? The way I see it is these people came in and exploited the paranormal and left it in tatters, and now they don't give a fuck. They're going to walk away and do something else. Meanwhile, the people that want to find the truth and want to do research and want to do ITC research and stuff, they're left with, you know, a history on YouTube of most people bullshitting. So how are they going to succeed? Do you know?
Never taken Shelly on one of these explorers, and I'm wanting to do this again, but it was extremely discouraging spending all this money on this project, and it was kind of like what's the word? It was a awakening, you know what I mean? It was what's the word I'm trying to get? Maybe a turning point in my YouTube career. It was an eye opener. It was an eye opener because we worked really, really hard on this project, and then it was like, do people really like paranormal video?
The thing is, it's all about clout chasing. Omar took on these people like, you know, Sam and Kobe and Twin Paranormal and all these other people that are completely and utterly full of shit. That's why he didn't do well. Do you know? And the reason why Omar brought all these people on is because they're big YouTubers. Let's all collaborate together and we can all make money. And we can all get fucking subscribers. That's the way it works. You know, he is a good businessman and all the rest of it. But, you know, as the paranormal genre, they're all full of shit. They're all full of fucking nonsense. And everybody is doing the same old shit with the same old plastic toys with lights on them. And the whole genre needs to change. Do you know? It would have been... To be honest with you, it might be a good thing that the paranormal genre on YouTube is actually burning to the ground. Because it's like... Omar was quoting bits and pieces of the Bible about communicating with spirits and all this kind of crap. Preaching to us. A guy that doesn't fucking know much about the paranormal at all. He's just good at making scary videos. And then, you know... I've lost my flipping train of thought here. But, do you know... He's got this to say about the paranormal, but he admitted that he didn't know very much about it. He was just making scary videos. He's kind of admitted on this live stream that he wasn't really serious about the paranormal. It was about making scary videos and entertaining people. And then he brings up the Bible in relation to the paranormal about communicating with spirits and trying to preach to us. Do you know, who died and made you king, like? That's the thing. Do you know, you're collaborating with all these people that are just clout chasers and entertainers and that people that helped destroy the paranormal on YouTube. And then you wonder why this all happened. And then you're going to fucking blame the viewers. Oh, the viewers aren't interested in that shit. It's all your fault. You're not watching our videos. No, people are copping on to your bullshit. I'm sorry, I'm being very, very harsh on a very big creator here. But I have to say what it is. Do you know? There should have been, at the beginning, you know, make your videos. But make sure that your audience know that it's not serious that it's entertaining. Take a leaf out of that Russian guy's book. I can't remember what his name is. Puts a disclaimer at the beginning. This is for entertainment purposes only. It's not real. We reconstructed things. But enjoy the video. That's what he done. People have a lot of respect for him. Some of the stuff is really, really flipping scary in that. But I know it's entertaining. But he's made it clear in the beginning of the video, nobody fucking bothers him. Actually, a lot of people actually enjoy his entertaining content. Because they know that he's not trying to pull the wool over people's eyes. All these people have. And then all of a sudden he comes and has a Jesus moment. After sort of pulling the wool over his audience eyes. Just something doesn't sit right with me. As I says, he is a nice guy, and all the rest of it. But there's some parts of this fucking live stream that just got on my nerves.
Anymore? Do they like the scary, creepy content anymore? And I was still posting. I still religiously posted, but I told all my friends, listen, we need to try to diversify. If you know what that means in the stock market language, okay, you don't just put all your eggs in one basket. You put your eggs in multiple baskets. In the event that maybe that one basket spills over, I mean, you see it now on TV, on Travel Channel. Like, there's a lot of shows that used to be ghostly type shows that don't exist anymore.
But the thing is, right? You put on these shows and you go into tunnels or basements and stuff and then claim to be scared out of your life because you're claiming that there's demons in this tunnel or there's demons in the basement and stuff like that. And some of these viewers could be very vulnerable people, and you're scaring them. You know what I mean? You're terrifying them. And then next thing, things start rolling around in their head and something falls off a shelf by gravity and they think it's a demon in their house or something. Some of these vulnerable people get the life scared out of them. To see the paranormal as something really, really scary and something to be feared of, which it's not. I'm not disrespecting you for having, a change in attitude and, a spiritual journey in that. But, you've done a lot of damage over the last number of years in scaring the shit out of people and not being clear that you were just entertaining. That's the problem.
Some of them started turning to YouTube. And I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Ghostly content is not doing well anymore. And I saw this happen by a mile when I did the Alone series, because I was like, oh my gosh, like this, if I would have uploaded this 3 years prior, it would have, like, every single video would have paid us back tenfold. And I lost a lot of money on that. So from then forward, I was like, you know what? I'm spending too much time on some of these videos. I would make these videos that would cost thousands of dollars. It would take me, sometimes I had some videos that took me 1 month just for one video, one episode to edit. So I mean, it didn't really make much sense. So I was like, you know what? I kind of took a page out of my boy Mindseed's book. He had told me that he had been, maybe uploading some content, because we have like thousands of videos. So
Mindseed. You see, this is where I'm coming from. Mindseed. All these people that fucking destroyed the paranormal on YouTube because they wanted to pull the wool over people's eyes and believed that in their bullshit. I've got absolutely nothing against entertainment, but a lot of people were fooled, and in 2016 I was too, and I'm not happy about it. Sitting there watching your videos with a pair of headphones on, listening out for EVPs. I'm not happy about it at all. It
only takes one person to be like, I made this video, and this is an old video, and there's like thousands of people who've never seen this video before. It's just like a rerun, okay? Yeah. I mean, here's the thing though. I was mixing up the reruns, mixing them up, and I've uploaded new videos. But every time I upload even a new video, people are like,
This is an old.
I already saw this video. This is an old. I'm like, no, you didn't. I just went here. I don't know. I'm still gonna do the reruns until God calls me to do something else, and I'm already working on something that I think is gonna be big. But yes,
Here's the thing. Omar's been doing some reruns, re-uploading some of the content that he'd done before. It's a business move. He didn't get the amount of views that he got the first time, so he's putting them out again to make a bit more money. Makes sense. I mean, like, you have to hand it to some of these people, including Omar, that travel all over the country to, famous places and stuff like that. But then they pull the wool over people's eyes. If it was all, people were straight up, entertainers and stuff like that, I'd have no flipping problem with it. But there were so many people and so many comments. And the reason why they don't address people's concern in comments, or, people claiming that, oh, Omar, you missed the shadow figure in the background and stuff like that. The reason why they don't address any of that is because they're getting engagement. They're just going to let it run and let other people see the comment and say, oh, I see that too, And it's all, you know what I mean? If Omar addressed some of these comments, it would possibly cut some of the engagement, and that's possibly why he didn't address some of the comments of people claiming they've seen paranormal stuff in Omar's video and Omar missed it or whatever. But it doesn't sit right with me, to be honest with you. And that's why you've got these debunking channels. I've got my issues with them too, but this is the reason why debunking channels are covering these people. If you were straight up entertainers and made it quite clear that you were entertainers, all these other people wouldn't be shitting on you.
that channel, I'm doing a lot of reposts. Most people, 99% of people that watch those videos, I've never seen them. Okay, so I mean, it's just, for example, episode 25 of Cheers.
Right.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, probably not. Yeah.
I didn't watch it, so it's new to me. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to the paranormal videos, they're fun. I love doing them, but the main reason I stopped going to some of these haunted places, well, for one, it costs a lot of money. I was going to these places, it's costing thousands of dollars, and then when I would post these videos, is another reason why I started doing the rerun stuff. I mean, to be honest, I couldn't afford to go and travel and be on the road, make content, take weeks to edit just one episode and upload it, and I'm making $300 from the video. I'm being honest with you, okay? We're self-funded. Everything, I don't get money from advertisers. Like, they don't just, and that's another thing, is advertisers are kind of scared to advertise on paranormal, ghostly videos. Every once in a while, you might get lucky and get, somebody that wants to advertise on your channel, but it doesn't happen very often. So, I mean...
Well, there's no point in blaming the advertisers, Omar. You're the one that put out videos. We ran for our lives. We almost died here. All this kind of stuff. Demon in basement, demon in the forest, demon in graveyard, devil here and devil there. It's not advertiser friendly. You could have called it something else. But you see, the thing is, all those buzzwords were getting in views, and you had to do it. God. See, the thing is, these people are now sort of blaming the viewers for the downfall of the paranormal. All you were ever doing, and all you've all been doing for the last flipping 10 years or more, is copying Ghost Adventures. And it comes to a point where everybody's just sick of that shit. Everybody's doing the same thing. Nobody's trying something different. Do you know the Josh Gates approach? Do you know where you get a woman that's so-called paranormal research. It's supposed to be a paranormal research. I don't know. I have a few doubts about that. With a scientist, that's a different approach, kind of thing. I don't know. You see, there's only a certain amount of time where these kind of videos are going to trend. The well runs dry at some point. But at the end of the day, most of you have pulled the wool over people's eyes. People have believed that this is actually the real paranormal. And the people that are in the real paranormal trying to find the truth, you can't blame us for being fucking angry, because you're basically putting out false information, whether you're entertaining or not. It doesn't matter. Most of you try to hide that you're entertaining. You try to make the audience think that this was all legit. Call me a liar.
Everything that you see is us putting out the money, putting gas in our cars, renting vehicles, renting the places out, and then
travel.
Everything is so expensive right now. So,
cry me a river. Cry me a river, Omar. What about those people that were genuine trying to find the truth and spent money on their flipping travel, but they weren't getting much views because they weren't entertaining enough? Because they were trying to find the truth, and sometimes the truth is a little bit boring. Do you know? And because ye made the trend that dipping boxes and 3 a.m. challenges and devils and demons and that, you made that the trend. It overshadowed the people that were trying to do things for real. Yet they had to spend money fucking travelling. Do you know? So fucking cry me a river. You know what I mean? I don't feel sorry for you in this particular case. Like I says, I've no problem with you personally. You're a nice guy. Love your farm videos. Love your attitude. You love your friendliness and that. But this thing about the paranormal, you need to stop.
Of course, when I would upload these videos and you're only making $300 off the video after it cost you $3,000 just to film the one video, it's like, what am I going to do? And then plus, no one's really into watching them anymore. Of course, I'm going to start changing up my plans a little bit and trying some different content out. So about a year ago, I started uploading I have another channel, and it's called MaxBet Omar, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to start taking my YouTube funds that I make, and I'm going to start creating content, because, hey, these videos, they're easy to make. So we started doing videos at casinos and doing like slot machine videos, because it seems to be like a real, and I'll tell you what, since I started that channel, tons of advertising opportunities, so I mean, it's a little easier for advertisers.
Trips, and we can travel vlog.
But I don't feel like that's even my calling,
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that he has a channel with a betting channel or whatever it is. You have to be very careful of that too. As I says, Omar is a business person. He doesn't put all his eggs in one basket. So he had the blog channel, which he's on there now, talking about Welcome to My Life movie. He's on the farm, talking to the animals and feeding the animals and, day-to-day life, and going out to interesting places, going kayaking or whatever. Very interesting stuff. And you see the personality coming through in that. Loves his animals, loves talking to them, and they all have names and everything. No problem with that at all. And even his personality comes through in his paranormal stuff. But the thing is, like I says, you all have been running off the same script. And that was Ghost Adventures. Zach Bacon's pure and utter narcissist. A guy that's obsessed with demons and negativity. And you're all doing the same thing. And the reason why you're doing the same thing is because you made money. You drained the paranormal dry and now you're crying about it. When you all destroyed it yourselves. You've nobody but yourselves to blame. And personally, I hope the paranormal does burn to the ground. Because as it says, there's a piece in the Bible about building your house on sand or building out on a good foundation. The paranormal was built on sand. The walls kept cracking every so often, over and over again. Drama, bullshit, faking, and now you're all crying about it. So if it burns to the ground and it starts off on a more solid foundation, maybe all this bullshit will go away. Just saying.
I mean, like, I feel like God's got bigger plans for me, but it's a fun channel. They're very easy videos to make. They're fun videos. Shelly loves being involved in them, and I don't have to go to a place where I get spiritually drained and possibly attacked spiritually. So, I mean, that's another thing too.
Really? Jesus. Fuck. I understand some places are negative on that, but Jesus, not all the time, Omar. You all try to make out that you're going to this scary place and you're doing it for you guys. You're risking your life and you're risking your risk being attacked by demons for you guys. We're doing it all for you, so please subscribe and put on the notification bell and give us a like and give us a comment and stuff like that, because we're putting our lives at risk for you guys.
So I mean, I was going to some of these places and I would leave like spiritually shooken, you know what I mean? And almost there was times where, I mean, I had to build up like a fear tolerance, and I felt like I needed prayer a lot, because you would go to some of these places and you feel oppression. You know what I mean? I felt like, God didn't really want that for me. So, I mean, honestly, to be honest, that's something that I had been feeling from years before.
But the thing is, Omar, I could go to the same place and feel completely different. Do you know why? Because I'm not going to go in there with a mindset, let's scare the shit out of our audience and make shit up and claim that there's demons at 3 a.m. and all this kind of stuff. I go to some of these I used to go to some of these cemeteries and graveyards in the middle of nowhere in the pitch dark, and it was the most peaceful place ever. A lot of the time when I was out, it was peaceful because there was no real people around. Do you know? Yeah, it was an odd place where I've been affected, but it was very, very few. I can remember two times where I was a bit concerned. So I just, people have gone into these, these locations with the wrong sort of attitude. And if there is spirits in these locations and that, and they're entertaining, they're actually mocking the spirits by accusing them of doing things that they didn't do, or being things that they are not. Do you ever think of it that way?
And I mean, it's like, I have a huge, big vision for this channel, for my other bigger channel, and it's not just uploading. Well, right now, that's helping us with feeding animals here at the Safe Haven Ranch, because some of those videos are evergreen, and people still like to watch them. So, I mean, I have a plethora of content. It's old content, but it's entertaining content. It has nothing to do with, if you watch my earlier videos, I wasn't into talking to ghosts and talking to dead spirits. Honestly, the Bible clearly condemns that.
Here we go. And I'm not going to go through this whole video because he starts reading from the Bible. Remember what he just said? About, we didn't go into these places intentionally trying to communicate with spirits. Omar, I've got something for you. And this is a hint. Do you know where I'm coming from, Omar? You went to Paul Walker's crash site, and you tried to speak to Paul Walker on the spirit box. Now, do you know, I've got to say that Omar, in some ways, is a little bit more respectful than a lot of these people on that. But I just think it was just a bit too much. Along with, going to some of these famous people and turning on the SB7 Spurt box and trying to talk to them. They're just copying what Ghost Adventure's done. Do you know? It rubs me the wrong way. I'm just saying. I just thought it was a bit too disrespectful that you're going to go to a crash site of a well-known actor and monetize that to make money. It rubs me the wrong way. You know?
I want to get away from that. You know what I mean? So that's where I feel like God's calling me, and I'm going to be doing some different stuff. I even thought, check this out. This is something kind of new, but it's still right up in the same alleyway of like hauntings and whatnot. But I thought about even helping some people. You know what I mean? Like maybe people that are spiritually oppressed, go there, lay hands on them, hear their stories. I mean, me being early on a child of God, I really got saved when I was more in my 20s, but I mean, been getting a lot closer to God lately. But when I was a lot younger, I mean, I witnessed like people getting demons cast out of them. Like I witnessed miracles, and I mean, it was things that I kind of thought was like a show, and I didn't really take serious. But I mean, it is really serious, and that's something that I would like to eventually do. You know what I mean? Maybe if somebody has some stuff that's going on in their house, like no clickbait, I'll go there, hear their story, pray for them. I'm not going to sit there and like communicate with demonic entities, anything like that, but more so help people out.
Yeah, well, you see, the thing is, you got a different approach to what you think this communication was. And we have a different approach to it. We have a different opinion. But you, on this live stream, says, don't do this communication. Don't do this Ouija board. Don't do the spirit box, because you're not talking to your loved ones. You're not talking to spirits. You're talking to demons. It's a fact. It's not. Do you know? And do you know this idea that, when you die, you're a spirit and you go to heaven. You're not going to be on earth. That idea is a little bit. Where exactly is heaven? Right, there's a radio here, right? Here's another way of approaching heaven or the afterlife and stuff like that. Right, here's the dial for the frequency on the radio, and here's a wee. Where's the? Right. Do you know the dial? The tuning dial is at a certain frequency there, right? Let's just say that's Earth. That's the physical world, right? And there's a radio station on it, and you can hear it. I'm going to turn the dial into here. Now it's in a different place. You can't hear the other station. But that doesn't mean it went away. So, what is the afterlife? What is heaven? What is this other place? Nobody exactly knows. Do you know? You can have your opinions and stuff, and that's okay. Do you know? But, preaching to us and telling us that we're actually doing wrong, that's a bit fucking rich coming from you. After years and years of filling people up with shite and scaring people. Because you couldn't fucking come completely clean and say that you were an entertainer in your comment section. I've seen your comment section. I fucking used to be a fan of yours. Do you know? Like I say, I still watch the farm videos. I don't watch the paranormal stuff.
You know what I mean? So that's something that I'm maybe working on in the future. But in general, I'm thinking about maybe taking my channel into the direction of just spiritually like helping people. Even if it just reaches one person, I don't care if my views go down. I mean, it's God's calling for me. So.
Got a question. You're confusing me, Omar. You're taking the you said at the beginning about views and stuff, that you need to take the channel in a different direction because you're losing views. You came out with that months ago. You know, I put all this effort into this video and not getting views and stuff. And, you know, some of the debunkers called you out on it and stuff like that. Now you want to change direction, but you don't care about views. I don't believe that for a second for some reason. Because you just you're actually contradicting yourself. Because you give the impression at the beginning that you want to change your direction because you were talking about views and money. That it's all starting to dry up and we need to go in a different direction. And then all of a sudden you have a Jesus moment around the same time. It's a bit sus to me, to be honest with you. Like I says, I feel like I'm kicking a kitten because I actually like Omar.
I've been praying for you for years. Oh, thank you. What is this? I feel so stupid. I feel like I can't do nothing right. Don't feel like that. And it's okay. Shelly actually has autism too. You know what I mean? I have a strong case of ADHD that Bryce Merchant. So don't feel bad. Don't you just pray and understand that God's got your back. Okay, man, you're all right. The Foreman brothers cleanse his house. Yeah, something like what the Foreman brothers do. They help people out. They do more of the paranormal type stuff. So I'm not going to be really getting into that and communicating with.
Are you fucking serious?
With spirits and things like that. If you read your Bible, okay, if you actually read the Bible, all right, when we die, there's no lingering. There's no what does the Bible? What's the verse say? To be absent from the body is to be present in the Lord, like to be present with the Lord. Like when this body dies, like our spirit goes in the presence of God. You know what I mean? There's no lingering. The Bible doesn't talk about our spirits just hanging out here on earth. I mean, you know, I haven't died yet, but I mean, the Bible says what it says. But
just a small argument. I'm not going to trample on your religious belief or whatever. But many times has the Bible been altered to suit certain churches and religions? I'm just saying.
It does say, and it clearly says not to communicate with the dead. And it's like it's like a cardinal sin. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be a part of that. I want to go to heaven. I don't know about you, but I want to go to heaven one day. You know what I'm saying? And I have to give an account for that.
It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to have your spiritual awakening or whatever you want to call it. But I just find that it's very convenient that it's happening now when the paranormal has gone down the shitter. And as I says, he was talking about using money earlier on. Do you know? So what's the real reason? I don't know. I'm kind of wondering why Shelley is there. Is Shelley there just to make sure that you're saying the right thing? Because it seems to be all brought on by Shelley. I've nothing against her as well. She's probably a nice woman. But, you know, it's very, very convenient that you just shit all over the paranormal on the way out, like. And no respect for us trying to do things and try to come up with the truth. Try to come up with some factual evidence or try to approach things in the most scientific way possible, whatever knowledge that we have or whatever. You know, and a lot of us that have gone through all that and trying to find out where do we go after our life here? A lot of that came from grief. A lot of these people that are searching for the truth are doing that over the loss of people. And they're, you know, one of their aims in the back of their head is, I wonder, is my loved one in a good place? What is that place like? Because I just want to know, because I love them so much and I want them to be in a good place. And that brings them to have some sort of a paranormal journey. And then to have it shit all over by people that just want to drain it for entertainment purposes. And then just completely take on over the genre, you know, and the people that are searching for the truth get completely overshadowed. This is why I think, the paranormal needs to sort of die on YouTube, because the rebirth of the paranormal might be a completely different direction. Hopefully.
So, I mean, that's just me. Hey, thank you. I've been watching since you did dumpster diving and prank videos. I'm disabled, and your videos bring me so much joy. Hey, thank you. I was thinking about bringing some dumpster dive videos back too.
A lot of people like hide their dumpsters. It's not as easy.
They do.
As
It's gotten harder to do some dumpster dive videos. So hey, let's get back to the questions here.
That's it. That's not the whole live stream. He gets back into it and he starts, preaching the Bible to us and stuff. I've got no problem with people having a belief system and all, but I just find it very, very convenient that everything is falling apart on the paranormal side on YouTube and on mainstream TV and networks and stuff. And, people want to now shit on the paranormal on the way out, after they themselves were part of the problem in the first place. And Omar has been a part of the problem. I'm probably going to get shit for this. Like I says, Omar's a nice guy. I know a friend of Omar that invited me to America with the possibility of meeting Omar. And I said, yeah, Omar's a nice guy. If we went filming, I would probably boost my channel and that. But, if I seen some fakery going on, I might want to walk away and do my own thing over in this corner over here. If you know what I'm saying. Do you know? Yeah, I have no problem with the entertainment industry. Absolutely not. But to try and pull the wool over, the paranormal had been trying to pull the wool over people's eyes, and now they've made this false reality, and people are starting to wake up to that false reality. But actually, they've made a complete and utter clown, and people are just fucking joking and laughing about the paranormal now. These people that are doing the paranormal, they're all fucking nut jobs because it's all fake. That's the attitude, because these people advertise that. And the reason why they're doing that is because they're making money. And now the money's running out, and they're crying about it. And then they're just going to shit all over the paranormal, and then go do something else. Not very nice, I don't think. But I'm going to leave that for now. Was I too harsh? I had to say what I had to say. Like I says, Omar's a nice guy. I've seen his blogs. I've seen his, farm videos. I've even seen some of his paranormal stuff. And he comes across as a nice guy. But this 3 a.m. demons coming out of basements and stuff like that, it's just pulling wool over people's eyes. Yeah, I can understand people watch horror and stuff like that. But a lot of people thought you were flipping, this was the true paranormal. And then when they look at somebody just trying to do the right thing and that, they're saying, this is boring. Nothing's happening. Things should be happening every couple of minutes. There's nothing happening. You're wandering around this abandoned house and nothing's happening. But that's the reality of things. Do you know? Yeah, it's not really entertaining in that. If you want to fucking pretend that there's ghosts in the house, pretend there's ghosts in the house, but fucking let your viewers know that it's not real. You're making a film, basically. Do you know? But anyway, I'm going to leave that for now. Talk to you soon. Hope I didn't piss too many people off, but I had to get it out. Hopefully I'll be able to talk about something more positive the next time. Bye.